So the first line of my remarks is, good afternoon, I will ask you to remain standing. Thank you. It's certainly a pleasure for me to welcome all of you, Governor Malloy, Reverend Lingle, graduates, parents, trustees, siblings, students, friends, grandparents, teachers, administrators, to this wonderful day for this, our celebration of the graduates of 2016. And it certainly does seem as if the weather is holding. We've been extremely worried for a number of days now, but it seems actually quite perfect for this ceremony. I'm pleased now to introduce Reverend Mark Lingle, who will deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, creator of the universe. We give thanks for the gift of this day and the wonder of creation that surrounds us. As King celebrates 150 years of learning, growth, and discovery, we give thanks to those on whose shoulders we now stand. Continue to equip and inspire all who are a part of teaching and learning at King. May we add to the strength of the foundation of this school and ensure the next 150 years remain vital and vibrant, and all students are prepared to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Help us to live with integrity, kindness, perseverance, and respect, and may we all grow more fully into who it is we are to be. Bless the graduates of this great class, and thank you for all who have helped to bring them to this moment. Parents, grandparents, friends, mentors, faculty, coaches, and staff. Give them courage, strength, and hope to engage fully in the futures that await each of them. May they continue to be surprised by the gift of living, curious about the manifold wonders of this world, and committed to caring for self, other, and the larger world, now and always. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Lingle. I will ask you to stay standing for a moment and join me in welcoming the King Choir to the front as they sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Sit down. Nice. That was pretty good. So thank you for that. That was great. It really is an honor for me to begin this program and make a few remarks. You really should know this is an extremely special graduating class. Some of that is easy to measure. Their superb record of college acceptances, the league and New England titles they have won, and the others that they have competed for, their excellence on the stage, in the classroom, their strength as leaders, the list goes on and on. But I think one of the things that has struck me most, and I'll try to make it a little bit of a theme here about this group, is their idealism, but fueled by, I think, a real passion and intensity, and then balanced and tempered by a sense of pragmatism. And that's the key, it's the balance. This is a group that gets things done, aims high and get things done, and I think that's going to serve them really well as they embark on the remainder of their journey, and they've got a lot of ground to cover. I like to embed a couple of quotes into my remarks, and I've got three for you, but I'll spread them out. But the first one is connected to the previous remarks I just made. John Stewart, whom I miss, once said, "The truly exciting thing about your life is that there is no core curriculum. The entire place is an elective." I think this graduating class is a group that is well prepared and quite naturally inclined to take full advantage of all of the electives life has to offer, and then accomplish great things through the pursuit of the opportunities those choices present. They'll make idealistic choices, they will approach those challenges passionately, and they will find pragmatic answers and solutions. That is their nature. A couple of thank yous are in order as we begin. Thank you so much to our Board of Trustees for their steady, deeply committed, and visionary leadership. The board has done more for this school than all of you could know, and precisely because they do it the right way, quietly, and do not call for recognition, but they are critical to our success. Thank you so much to our exceptional faculty for the tireless work they have done for all of these graduates, and the classes that preceded these graduates and the classes that will succeed these graduates. And while we think primarily of upper school faculty at Commencement, there are so many King teachers. There are people up here that have been here for 14 years. So many King teachers, past and present, grades pre-K through 12, who have worked with this class as they have approached this day. They all deserve our thanks and a quick round of applause. And thank you to all of you parents of these seniors for all that you've done to support our school and your children, but mostly just for trusting us with your kids each day, which I think is really a very big deal. Second quote, Irma Bombeck, who many of you have read, you may not have read, but many of you have read, has a wonderful, bittersweet line for parents at this time. She says, "Graduation day is tough for adults. They go to the ceremony as parents. They come home as contemporaries. After 18 years of child raising, they are unemployed." I don't think that's entirely true. In fact, I'm sure it's not. You are not fully unemployed yet. But it captures a sentiment that is actually running through all of you, a fear even. In a sense, the better the job you've done as parents, the more unemployed you might find yourself. I can tell you from personal experience, when my two older children went away to college and settled in, and did not need, it's the need thing, did not need to talk to me for 2-week stretches, it took some adjustment. So you all feel a very natural paradox today, and in full force, at a time when you feel closest, proudest, most inspired by your child. You know your relationship is going to shift a bit over the next few months as you and your children begin that highly appropriate move towards a relationship as contemporaries. In something that has become a bit of a tradition here at Commencement, some might say a controversial tradition, and I refer to it each year, there's a moment right after this ceremony when you are likely to see a band of 15 or 20 of these graduates, both young men and young women, no gender discrimination here, over on the stone wall near the middle school, all smoking cigars. It's quite a scene, and it powerfully represents this paradox parents are experiencing, and I'm illustrating this relational shift. When they're on that wall, smoking those cigars, some of them turning odd colors, that is symbolic of this shift. accountabilities are suddenly and permanently different. Each year, I try to say something that might resonate about a class, not always an easy thing to do. So this year, I decided to let them speak for themselves, and I had quite a bit of fun with it. I went back and dug up their application files, which asked them to answer all sorts of questions at different stages in their lives. They came to us at different times. I thought their answers were very interesting and tell us a little bit of how they became this really interesting, eclectic, and successful graduating class. You have to imagine them as 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, with many of the comments coming from kids 4th grade going into 5th, 5th grade going into 6th, 6th grade going into 7th. Parents, let yourself drift a little and remember your child saying things like this. They're all anonymous. You may have fun trying to figure out who said them, but they're generic to some sense too. These are the sorts of things that this class would say. There are questions on these applications. For example, here's a question. Asking good questions is important. Candidate, please ask and then answer a question that means something to you. So candidate, please ask and then answer. One candidate, I've always wondered how wars start. So that's my question, how do wars start? Answer, I think it's when people disagree on politics or race or other things like that. Question, what kind of outdoor activities do you like? Remember, they're creating the questions. Answer, I like gardening, and I like growing fruits and vegetables much more than flowers. They change more. Question, do you enjoy animals? 10 years old. Yes, I do. In fact, I have studied and researched them for years. I can also draw very good pictures of them. Question. Again, 10 years old. Why do you enjoy traveling? This young person wants to be asked. I love learning about different countries. I really liked seeing the camels in Israel, the soccer stadium in Madrid, and the waterfalls in Iguazu, Argentina. There's another question on the application. What will you bring to King? What will you contribute? When do you do your best in class? Answer, I can't wait to go to King. In class, I'm quiet, but I'm always the smartest one. I will contribute creativity, charisma, charm, imagination, hard work, fun, and tremendous athletic ability. I do my best in activities that involve running. I am really fast. I would bring kindness because I'm always such a nice person. And I do best when there are no distractions. For example, when people are talking and misbehaving, I find that extremely annoying. Can't make that stuff up. I could have pulled another 30 or 40 of them, all so different, but right from this group here. And now, just for fun, as I do each year, I have some data. Helps us recognize the students that have been with us the longest. So seniors, when I call your name, stand please, and remain standing until I actually ask you to sit down again, all right? Actually ask you to sit down again. So these are our lifers. Attending King for 13 years, beginning in kindergarten. Charlie Dill, Eva Johnson, Jack Lineberry, Charlotte Orenstein, Reagan Wind, Natalie Wind, and Anna Harvey. And beginning in pre-K, being here for 14 years, Molly Eagleton, Lauren Gimple, John Harrington, Tyler Holtz, Alex Rabassa, and Becca Silberfein. Together, this group of 13 lifers represents 175 years of attendance here at King. When adding the years of attendance for the remaining members of the class, I arrived at a staggering 632 years of attendance at King for this class. Pretty impressive. I would like to add to this group of lifers, I would like to ask 3 retiring members of our upper school faculty to stand for a moment as well. They are also clearly lifers: Bill Pusak, Priscilla Pusak, and Helen Queskin. Together, Together, these 3 retiring teachers represent 124 years of committed teaching at our school. Quite an outstanding accomplishment. So, class of 2016, we appreciate your contributions and your impact on this community. One final quotation, which I think fits your intensity and your passion and the pragmatism that characterizes you. It's from a personal favorite, Ellen DeGeneres, and she says, "Follow your passion. Stay true to yourself. Never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path. And then by all means, you should definitely follow that path." Thank you. Congratulations. It's now. It is now my pleasure to welcome Mr. Tom Conheeney, President of the Board of Trustees, to our podium.
Always a tough act to follow, Mr. Maine, huh? I'll give it a shot. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of King School, welcome to the families, friends, alumni, faculty, administrators, and our keynote speaker today, Governor Malloy. And welcome to the members of the class of 2016, our 150th graduating class, our sesquicentenary. Try saying that a couple times. It's been a fantastic year for the school, celebrating our history. We kicked it off at our State of the School in the fall. We had record participation with our homecoming, had a special speaker series over the course of the year, and most recently had record attendance at our most successful school gala to date. And now as alumni, you can proudly say you graduated in our sesquicentennial year. Normally as trustees, we focus on strategic endeavors at the school, things such as school governance, setting strategic plans and goals, the school's finances, and sometimes improving the facilities such as the gorgeous PAC, the turf fields and other athletic fields, and of course the renovations we did for our upper school. But today is special. Today I get to experience firsthand why we all work so hard for King. It's an honor to be on the stage with such a terrific class. This is my first year as board president, and it really included a wonderful tradition, signing your diplomas. As we signed, it was quite fun talking with Mr. Maine and going over certain stories. He knows you all quite well, and he knows the story about each and every one of you. So even though you graduate, be nice to Mr. Maine. Last year, I was here as a parent. 2 sons were graduating alongside dozens of their friends. Tommy and James had been at King since 1st grade. I sat in the audience as you are today, very proud and very excited for them. Yet I was also thinking, had we done enough? Are the boys ready for this next step? And most importantly, how would they possibly exist without their mother to take care of everything for them? Well, I'm here to tell you that King has prepared our children. Over the last year, I've watched my boys flourish as freshmen, and so much is due to the education they received from the teachers and administrators at King. These exceptional teachers who work tirelessly to personalize the educational process. We sometimes take them for granted as parents. Thank you, teachers, for everything you've done to prepare our children to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Class of 2016, you're an amazing group. A number of your parents sit on the Board of Trustees, so we hear about you and your class often. We feel like we know you well. Each and every one of you has brought something special to the King community. We've applauded your considerable efforts on stage, blessing the PAC with performances of The Twelfth Night last fall and Sweeney Todd in the spring, two of the most sophisticated and dramatic productions in our school history. And we've marveled at your other artistic accomplishments, including having your art displayed at a local prominent museum. We've, of course, supported you on the sidelines, and we've always been proud of your efforts and your sportsmanship. You've won 15 championships over the course of your upper school years. And this year, we watched as you went undefeated in volleyball with a record of 20-0, winning the FAAs and the New England Championships. We watched from the stands as you won the FAA Championship in hockey in a thrilling overtime victory. And we watched from behind the backstop as you came back to win the FAA Championship in softball in dramatic fashion. And we are proud to know that 9 of you will go on to play a sport in college. We've also been very proud of your many academic achievements, including accomplishments in global education, this year in Iceland, and as global ambassadors. 4 of you were recently acknowledged as teens to watch, your accomplishments being truly inspiring. And as a class, you've certainly kept the bar high for upcoming classes, whether through overall GPA, SAT and ACT scores, or national merit scholarships. It's clear why you are attending some of the top colleges and universities in the country. I think it's fair to say that as a class, you've achieved the finest matriculation list in our school's history. So congratulations. And through it all, you still found time to continue the legacy of community service established by previous graduating classes. Among the many things, you organized a midnight run and a 5K race, volunteered as counselors, helped underprivileged kids, provided food and clothing to those in need, helped build housing, and even provided assistance to bring the gift of music to children who would otherwise not have that opportunity. I've been lucky to get to know many of you personally over the years, most often as a spectator and a fan. When my boys left last year, many of you asked, would I still be on the sidelines cheering you on? I said I wouldn't miss it. One of my favorite stories is when I went to see the soccer team for the first time this year. I arrived late in the second half along the fence. One of you were about to throw the ball back into play and stopped mid-throw with a big smile on your face, said, "Hi, Mr. Conheeney." I don't think the referee was too happy, but it truly made my day. What a great example of the community that King is. Class of 2016, I'm proud of the young men and women you've become. You are truly a group who embodies our culture and our virtues of integrity, kindness, perseverance, and respect. Now it's time for you to take the next step in life's adventure. The next phase brings much more independence, but also a greater level of responsibility. Be thoughtful when making decisions and exercise good judgment. Most importantly, enjoy these college years. They will go fast, so make the most of them. Let me leave you with a few thoughts for the coming years. First, take smart risks. Stretch yourself outside your comfort zone. This is the time to really explore new things. Don't be afraid to push yourself or to take chances. Next, be passionate about what you pursue. Remember, you can be good at many things, but you can't be great unless you're passionate about what you do. And believe me, in the future, work will be a lot more fun and your career will be a lot more successful if it's filled with passion and something you enjoy. People want to work with individuals who are high energy and passionate. It's infectious. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, control your brand. You must own your brand. In this 24/7 text, Snapchat, Twitter, social media dominated world, it's important for you to be your personal chief marketing officer. You're about to meet and be exposed to a whole new group of people. If you wish, you can reinvent yourself. These opportunities don't come along often, so take full advantage. But consciously decide, how do you want to portray yourself? What do you want people to know about you? What do you want to be known for? It's very important that you develop, nurture, and protect your personal brand. Class of 2016, today you graduate and officially become King School alumni. We hope you will remain close to King. The teachers, coaches, and administrators who care so deeply for you while you were students will love to hear from you. And if you can, come back from homecoming. It's a great way to keep connected to the school. Also, we're still here for you. If for some reason you're facing an unexpected challenge at college, we're here and we're happy to help where we can. Remember, you're a lifetime member of the King community. And parents, you're a lifetime member of the King community too. We are keenly aware that you have choices, and we know that families often have to make tough decisions when they choose private education. We work every day to earn your trust. We sincerely thank you for choosing King, and we hope that you will stay close to the school. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations to the graduates and parents of the class of 2016.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations. It is my pleasure each year to introduce the senior class valedictorian. This year's valedictorian attended King throughout her middle school years and then spent a year at St. George's School of Montreal and returned to King for her 10th through 12th grade years. She graduates today with a GPA of 4.38, earned through 6 semesters of 8 advanced placement courses and 10 honors courses. But the GPA and numbers of advanced courses, while significant in determining a valedictorian, does not capture the scholar, musician, actor, friend, and person this valedictorian is. During her time at King, this young woman brought her significant intellectual, musical, and theatrical interests, and all of her broad range of skills and passions to our classrooms and to our stage. She was a fierce Boggle competitor with Ms. Lapola, her advisor, a committed member of the math team, Math Assistance Club, and the Chinese Club, and she has been a loyal friend to her peers. In her years here, she has impressed us all with her wonderful combination of intelligence, wit, and genuine enthusiasm for learning. Indeed, Yana O'Donnell, I'll say her name now, spent her high school years tackling multiple languages, upper-level math and science classes, and the most advanced humanities classes King offers, and seemed genuinely interested in all of these subject areas. In her grade reports, her math teachers point to her firm command of logical reasoning. Her history teachers comment on her ability to create passionate arguments that include both substantive support and analytical depth. And as early as her 10th grade year, her English teacher, Mr. Hauk, described her writing as detailed, logical, and my favorite, elegant. Her time on the stage has also been passionate and elegant and intelligent, traits she brought to a number of challenging roles, the most recent being Mrs. Lovett in Sondheim Sweeney Todd. And if you've heard Jana sing, you've seen how her smile lights up her face and a room with her commitment to the lyrics and the music. From her Chinese teacher to her BC calculus teacher, Yana is consistently described as simply an excellent student who loves learning for its own sake. As Dr. Kiznishenko put it, Yana is, quote, thirsty for knowledge, unquote. And I think that's a great description of you, Yana. We know she will continue to thrive as a learner and a person at Wesleyan University this fall. They are lucky to have her. Ladies and gentlemen, our valedictorian, Yana O'Donnell.
Legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony you sent for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. I'm running out of time, I'm running out of my time's up. Wise up, eyes up. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I'm really flattered and honored to be speaking today as the class valedictorian. Now, I'm sure a lot of you recognize what I just quoted, and if you don't and have been living under a rock for the past year, those were some of the lines from the Broadway musical Hamilton. And I wanted to open those lines for, well, 2 reasons. 1, it's King's 150th, and what better time to talk about legacy? And 2, I love Hamilton, so I had to put it in. But back to King. Class of 2016, what is our legacy? Well, that seems like an easy question, right? It's 150th. We're the sesquicentennial graduating class of King Lo Haywood Thomas, but 150, does that really matter? Sure, that's the big number. That's one thing we all have in common because that's our class. But when people look back in the yearbook at our faces, are they going to say, oh yeah, that's the 150th graduating class? Well, probably not, because the numbers don't matter. People aren't going to remember the numbers. They're going to remember individuals. They're going to remember you guys. Every single person has a legacy at this school, a legacy of competing in all aspects of life, academics, sports, community. Our legacy is the knowledge and experience gained on this campus, the discovery of our potential and skills of friends and contacts, all of which will support us in our lives to come. Sure, maybe in another 10 or 150 years, no one will even know you existed at this school, but that doesn't matter because right here, right now, someone out here knows you exist and will miss you when you're gone. But for now, eyes up. We look towards the future, which brings me to another dimension of this journey through time, posterity. Now, some of you might ask, well, what did posterity ever do for me? If you ask our politicians, they might have an answer. Posterity will pay the national debt and your pensions. At this pivotal moment, we are both King's legacy and the nation's posterity. And so the big question, especially for us, is, well, what now? What can we do with the immense amount of knowledge King has given us? How do we become the force behind progress? Well, they always tell you to live your dreams, but I think, really? Why do I want to be sitting naked in an exam I haven't prepared for? Because that's what my dreams are like. Maybe aspirations is a better word. Some of us have ideas and plans, and some don't. Both are good, as long as we make our own destiny. Sure, we will someday be blown off course by love and luck and compromise, but eventually we will realize that it's all about happiness. Cheesy, right? But it's true. So, even though we're leaving, even though we're changing and King is changing and everything seems to be moving so fast, that's fine. In the end, our legacies remain and posterity lies ahead. In the end, we come out bigger and we come out better, and maybe we're all a little rough around the edges, but we will always be us, and King will always be home. So, thank you, sincerely, to everyone who made King home for us. Friends, classmates, faculty, teachers, coaches, parents. Thank you. So because I'm a theater person, I'm going to close the way open with a quote from a Broadway show. This time, this is from Legally Blonde, which seems a little tacky, I know, but it's a great show, I promise, yeah. It's about the celebration of change. And I'm going to sing it for you. That's the best part. The outside is new, but now it reflects what's already in you. I couldn't change that if I wanted to. And I do not. Congratulations, seniors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yana. We will now proceed with the awarding of commencement prizes. First, the Alumni Prize. The Alumni Prize is awarded to the member of the senior class who gives most promise of an adult sense of responsibility and obligation to the community, and who, in maturity, intelligence, and altruism, seems best fitted to take a place in this world. The Alumni Prize is presented to Eric Knorr. the Upper School Prize. The Upper School Prize is awarded to a member of the senior class who, through scholastic and athletic or artistic achievements, leadership, and versatile and positive contributions to the life of the school, has earned the recognition of the faculty. The Upper School Prize is presented to Natalie Wind. The Faculty Prize. The Faculty Prize is awarded to a member of the senior class who, through character, intelligence, and thoughtfulness, has won the respect of the faculty. The Faculty Prize is awarded to Riley Marsh. And finally, I'll present the Ann Ayres Herrick Award, and I'd just like to note that the entire King community, faculty, and student body vote for the winner of this prize. The Ann Ayres Herrick Award goes to the senior who, through loyalty, integrity, and friendliness, has contributed most to King's high standards of character. This year, the Ann Ayres Herrick Award is awarded to William Nellis. And Mr. Bain will introduce the McDermott Award.
The Patricia McDermott Faculty Summer Sabbatical Grant, given in memory of Patricia A. McDermott, will be awarded by her son, Doug McDermott, King Class of 1983. I'll ask Mr. McDermott to come forward. Mr. McDermott may be in the same traffic jam that the governor was in for a little while. It is my pleasure to recover to award this year's McDermott Faculty Summer Sabbatical Grant, which is the highest award we grant to faculty for professional growth and development, to Siobhan Morris.
It is my great honor to welcome Governor Malloy to King today as our commencement speaker. There are several reasons why it is particularly fitting that Governor Malloy is our special guest today. First, given it's our 150th anniversary, it's most appropriate that we have a commencement speaker that have a very strong personal connection to Stamford. The governor was born and raised in Stamford. He was also the city's longest-serving mayor from 1995 to 2009. Second, the governor recognizes that one of Connecticut's most competitive resources is its well-educated workforce. The governor is currently serving his second term, and he has made education a focus of his economic development efforts, investing in schools at every level. He increased funding to local schools and funded thousands of new pre-K slots so that all children, regardless of where they live or their family's income, have access to early childhood education. Governor Malloy has also worked with the state's higher education institutions to implement initiatives that are making Connecticut a major hub of research and development. Lastly, on a more personal level, the governor understands and appreciates the role teachers played in his own life. As a child, he struggled to overcome learning and physical disabilities. Through perseverance, he gained the skills he needed to go on to graduate magna cum laude from Boston College and continue to Boston College Law School. Growing up, his mother told him that he had an obligation to leave this world a better place. Throughout his career, he has routinely returned his mother's words as inspiration to help others overcome obstacles and take on challenges the way his parents and school teachers helped him overcome his disabilities and reach his goals. The governor's own story clearly embodies King's virtues of perseverance and kindness. Please join me in giving a warm King welcome to our governor, Governor Malloy.
Thank you. It is indeed a pleasure to be with you on this occasion, the occasion of your graduation, and yet another way that we mark 150 years of success at King. Let me turn to the faculty and say thank you for all that you have done throughout your careers. I frequently say about teaching that it is a calling, which I think is a gift. And in return for accepting that gift, you have the ability to affect future generations. Every time you turn a soul around, give it extra thought, teach someone how to study and be thoughtful and kind, it reverberates. And so congratulations to all of you, and thank you for what you've done. And to the three retiring faculty members who represent such a long tradition here at this school, congratulations. One of your husbands, a lawyer in town, sent me a letter to make sure I said that. I used to practice law in Stamford and very much appreciated getting that letter. Let me say on a different front to all of the parents, grandparents, and significant family members who have contributed so mightily to the success of your young one. Congratulations on all of the work. Being a parent or a grandparent is not an easy job, and there are absolutely challenges day in and day out. But here's an occasion in which you can view the work that you've devoted your lives to, raising a good, strong, bright, energetic individual, and see them get their high school diploma at this time. To all of the parents, I'm going to ask that you, graduates, join me in thanking them with a round of applause. And to you, the graduates, let me say how jealous I am. This is the 150th graduation. I was born on the occasion of the 90th. I wish I was as young, quite frankly, as good looking and quite frankly as tall as some of you are and as accomplished. And you are to be congratulated for all that you've done. I've had the opportunity to review the successes on the field, in the theater, in the classroom that you have accomplished, and it really is quite a testament to your ability, so congratulations to you. Let me also say that I'm very happy and proud to be invited back to King. I gave a commencement address a number of years ago when I was invited as the mayor of the city of Stamford, long before the campus grew to be what it is, long before this class size was represented. And it is nice to be invited back. It's certainly nice to be invited back as a guy who grew up in Stamford and knew the institutions before they became one, and have appreciated the good work of these institutions. To be here at the 150th anniversary of the founding of these schools, first being in 1865, when when the King School was started, in 1875, and later in 1922, to understand all that has been done through those generations, to raise up additional generations, to give back to community, and to make sure our communities would be strong and safe and good. This is indeed an occasion that is worth celebrating. But this is also an occasion that causes us to reflect on the lessons that you all have learned in your course of study. I had the opportunity to review the mission statement, which has undoubtedly changed through the combine of schools and new language being introduced and new thought processes being brought to the table. But I turn to the virtues which this school tries to hold up, virtues of integrity, which will serve you well, graduates, if you're honest and if you're caring. The combination will allow you to win far more awards than are represented today. It will allow you to live a good life. Integrity will bring about in your lives the things that you most want. Most want to be respected for. Being true to oneself, being true to community, and finding a way to give back in an honest and fair manner is what you've been taught here at King. The foundation is laid. You are smart and honest people. Don't allow any set of circumstances or any individuals to ever take that virtue, that King virtue, away from you. Much has been said about kindness. And in our society, sometimes kindness is underappreciated. We move too fast. We're too busy. Sometimes we simply just ignore those opportunities which we all have to be kind to another. And sometimes, unfortunately, even our politics speak against kindness. For instance, when we would turn our back on refugees caused by war. Don't forget. Perseverance. As I look at your parents and grandparents and friends, not a person in this audience hasn't had to overcome a challenge. As referenced in my own introduction given by trustee, you understand that I had to overcome learning disabilities and physical disabilities, which I make a point of talking about, particularly in schools that serve that audience of people. But perseverance is more than simply overcoming your own difficulties. Perseverance is also the ability to help others overcome theirs. That sounds strange, or maybe hasn't been said in exactly that form here on the campus, the King campus. But we must persevere together. We must stand arm to arm, shoulder to shoulder. We must make our communities and ourselves better. And the only way to do that is to care and to do it together. Perseverance in overcoming your own challenges is going to be terribly important, but overcoming the world's challenges, the state's challenges, your own family's challenges are going to be equally daunting. Work together. Make this a better world where you're having lived it. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, respect. That's been taught on this campus. Respect for oneself. Respect for one's community. Respect in the way that you carry yourselves on this campus and what you have done for others off of it. We should love one another. We should honor the contributions that all of our fellow citizens, white and black, various religions and various ethnicities, all that they do as well. I think if of all of your virtues that have been taught on this campus, and the four that we hold up most dear to our hearts, perhaps respect is the one that is under the largest assault in our society. Our politics are not about respect, but who can disrespect better. We have to change that. And I can't think of anyone better to do that than a King graduate, where this virtue has been talked about on a daily basis. Respect for one another, respect for oneself, respect for other ideas, respect for other principles. This is what your life should be about. If you can weave these four virtues together, you will be as successful in the next 18 and 20 and 30 and 50 years as you have been as students here at King. I began my comments to you by saying I'm jealous. I wish I had my life to live over again, perhaps in a different way, keeping in mind all of the virtues and all of the things that you've been taught on this campus that I might have been taught if I had attended here. It would be a challenge, but it would be great. Your lives will be a challenge, but there is no doubt in my mind that they will be great. As was referenced in my introduction, my mother did make the point, we have an obligation to leave the world a better place for our having lived in it. There are no high school graduates today in this nation who are better prepared to do just that than you are. Accept that challenge. Yeah, go off to school and be successful and have fun, but find a way to make a difference. Just as you're... Now I can do it. I apologize for my voice. So, I just want you to pull it together. I want you to take the lessons that you've learned here and apply them as well as you've been taught to do. So let me say one final thing. I'm frequently asked to give advice to young people, particularly at high schools when they're ready to, when they're applying to colleges to go to or getting ready to ship out as you all are today. I'm frequently asked to give my very, very best advice. So here it is. When you're at college, get up and go to breakfast. It would be easy for you to forget all that you've been taught, all of the experiences you've had, all of the virtues that we've just discussed. It would be easy to sleep on it and not take that seriously and not apply oneself as hard in college or in the rest of your lives as you've applied yourselves in the days that you've spent here at King. But don't do that. Go for the gusto. Get up and go to breakfast and experience everything you can in the next 4 years or 7 years or 10 years of your education. Don't miss an opportunity to learn a new thing, to have an additional experience, and to call on that which you've learned on this campus and apply it to the utmost of your ability. If you get up and go to breakfast in college, you're going to be successful, but you're going to have a better life for having taken every opportunity, every moment that you could, and having applied yourself. There's a long time to sleep. There's a long time not to be here. You have decades ahead of you to be here and to be part of something bigger and better. And don't miss that opportunity. Thank you for having me, and God bless you all.
So as Mr. Conhini mentioned to me as we were finishing up just then, I think the governor demonstrated true perseverance in that moment. We thank you for sticking with that. That was a little rough for a moment. You can see our choir is getting ready. Seniors, if you would like to join them, we're going to hear from them again. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce the senior class captain, Amy Silberfein, who led the Senior Parent Annual Fund Drive this year. We're very thankful for all of her efforts. Amy.
Thank you. On behalf of this fabulous 150th parent class of King, we are proud, so proud, to have contributed 100% participation to this fund. We have donated $540,028 in gifts and pledges this year, just from our class, which represents 22% of our annual fund of $2.5 million, which is amazing. And in honor of our 150th anniversary of King, we have established, our class has established a legacy fund, an endowed fund to provide annual support for faculty excellence and financial aid for students. And to date, we've accumulated over $160,000, which in gifts and pledges, which will be used, like I said, for faculty excellence and financial aid. And this will live in perpetuity and will be able to be benefited from years to come from and alumni, and all of the community will be able to contribute it. So once again, my heartfelt thanks to our entire parent body for their contributions and generosity. You have matched 100% as your children have matched to their class gifts. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Amy. It is a pleasure for me to introduce our senior speaker, Carl Jean-Pierre. Carl. Yeah. Carl has enjoyed a truly impressive career in the upper school at King. A review of his transcript tells quite a story. Each year, the rigor and strength of his coursework increased, and each year, his performance improved substantially. He challenged himself each year, and he more than met those challenges. It would not be a reach to say he exceeded the ambitious goals he set for himself. A fascinating component of this ramping up, this academic ramping up, is that Carl went even further than what I have described. In fact, he took a full credit summer class in physics after his sophomore year, which gave him time his junior year to take AP Economics. And then he took a full credit pre-calculus course the summer after his junior year so he could take calculus as a senior. Rarely have I seen such driven academic growth and success in such a short time. In his final years, he distinguished himself as a student capable of doing top quality work in a really impressive course of study, including multiple AP courses, as well as an independent study in corporate finance that he created just because it interested him. Carl certainly made the most of his academic opportunities here at King. He left no stone unturned. But it would be tremendously unfair to leave an introduction of Carl with just this. He has been so much more than a student here at King. He has been a true community citizen. Carl commutes from Yonkers every day. This is so indicative of his commitment to our community. And in the many hours on campus, Carl takes full advantage of his opportunities beyond the classroom. Carl has been a student government officer, making substantial contributions to student life. He has been a tour guide for the admissions office. He was a 4-year letterman on the varsity football team. He has played trumpet in the band. He held significant roles in the dramatic productions of The Miser and Burial at Thebes. He has been meaningfully involved in community service. He was actively involved in the Milestones Club, mentoring younger students. Last year, he traveled with a group to Indiana to attend the Student Diversity Leadership Conference. Carl has done so much and he has done it so well. It's not hard to see a list of student activities of this length and question how involved the student might have been in each one of them. Carl did well at all of this. Preparing for this introduction, I read over many of the comments and recommendations that teachers, advisors, and counselors have written for and about Carl over the years. It was a really good read, inspiring, in fact. I went back with a red pen and underlined a number of things that people said about him. It's quite a list. Here's what I pulled. An effective and exemplary leader, a scholar, tenacious, fiercely determined, a born leader, among the most impressive students with whom I have worked, confident, committed, ambitious, possessing natural interpersonal skills and profound potential, charismatic, genuine, possessing a creative drive, enthusiastic and energetic, resilient, courageous, determined, and finally, unforgettable. Wow. It's exhausting just to listen to, isn't it? Can you imagine doing all the things Carl does, and more so, being all the things that Carl is? Carl is a star, no doubt about it. And there's one thing I'm sure of, we'll be hearing more about Carl's successes in the years to come. But today, we are simply honored to hear him speak to us. He's off to Fordham in the fall, but today it's my pleasure to welcome Carl Jean-Pierre to the King podium.
I'd like to say that Mr. Maine is by far the coolest headmaster in all of Fairfield County. And thank you very much for that great introduction. It means a lot, thank you. King's 150th graduating class is one to remember. Why? Because the graduating class of 2016 is more than a grade passing through an academic curriculum. As a class, we are a collective group of individual personalities who share memories, experiences, and differences. All in all, we are a family that's learned together, grown together, rejoiced together, and mourned together. Preparing for this speech, I came across a quote by Michael Josephson, a former law professor at UCLA, that gives us 3 functions or pieces of advice. First, take pride in how far you've come. Second, have faith in how far you can go. And third, don't forget to enjoy the journey. First, let's look at how far we've come. As a class, we have come very, very far. I mean, we started way down here, and $160,000 later, we're right about here. I mean, half of us went from getting kicked out of the senior room every week to eating Caesar salad and steak at the Burning Tree Country Club 2 years in a row. I don't know when I'll be able to do that again. It might be a while. So. But really, as a grade, we really hit the come up. I mean, we went from freshmen and sophomores waiting for our parents to pick us up after school. Now every week, Mr. Bonner comes into the senior room like, guys, there's a black Range Rover, an AMG Mercedes, and a silver Maserati parked outside in the wrong spots. We gotta go. We gotta go. Half of us can barely parallel park these cars. No, but our class really shook the King community. I'm talking Natalie Wind hitting game-winning buzzer-beater shots with one hand in the air like Kobe. Natalie shoots a 3 and turns her back like this, like she's Steph Curry before it even goes in. She knows it's going in. I'm talking Kayan, Idalis, Ryan, Jenna, and Alex Rabasa absolutely killing it in varsity volleyball 2 years in a row, winning FAAs this year. I'm talking Tyler Patrone, Jack Drugan, Jack Limeberry, smacking White Country Day in the mouth with a clutch FAA hockey championship win, bringing home the gold this year. Watching Tyler Holtz, Ellie Mitchell, and Thomas Breck perform in plays and musicals, seeing Ellery Hicks and Ali Bonfleece's artwork, hearing Reagan Wind and Will Nellis in the choir like we just had, these are the memories we will never forget. And I take pride in how far we've come. Secondly, we must have faith in how far we can go. This year, our students have reached a milestone. Our class received acceptances from Cornell, Columbia, UPenn, Dartmouth, NYU, Georgetown, and the list goes on and on. I remember the day we had a little celebration when 4 of our students got into UPenn all at the same time. It's like we had a fiesta in the upper school. It was going crazy. And I have faith in how far our student athletes can go. I have faith in Connor Bamford playing baseball at Bowdoin College, in Riley Marsh rowing at Columbia University, in Graham Henderson playing squash at Hobart, in Annie Stanfest becoming a certified cycling instructor, and all of our other future collegiate athletes. As a class, we have received so much support from our parent association. Every week we had a new stress buster of candy, soda, and sweets. And by the end of the year, my blood sugar was through the roof. I could feel the diabetes coming on. It's hard to keep up. But finally, the last piece of advice is to enjoy the journey. There will always be memories that my classmates and I will never forget. The annual football rivalry games against St. Luke's, getting mints every day from Miss Brusick's desk after lunch, going to Giovanna's or Uncle's Deli every single day for lunch, or every year waiting for Miss Blowski to say the magic words, dig deep and find a reason. So these are the subtle things that we've enjoyed throughout our journey at King. The other day, I paid my first parking ticket, and I thought to myself, man, really growing up here. Not as much fun as I thought it was going to be. But I realized that King has taught us how to embrace and enjoy the challenges that we faced and the changes that we faced throughout our journey here. And hopefully Mr. Malloy can help me out with that ticket too. Grant me some forgiveness. Yeah, we might have to talk after. So. One of King's slogans is knowledge for the journey. I like to think that King is where we learned our ABCs. No, not the ABCs that we've learned in elementary school, but the ABCs of life. Where we learn to A, accept the challenge, B, believe in ourselves, C, convert our thoughts into hopes, and D, get the determination to convert our hopes into dreams, and F, fight to finish the course. As class representative and class speaker, the class of 2016 would like to thank our parents, teachers, the King community, and anyone and everyone who's contributed to our academic experiences. As I stand here today, I would like to say our final farewell and thank you, and congratulations to the King class of 2016. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. And now, the presentation of the diplomas. Junior marshals, you're on.
Edward Connor Howe. Robert A. Yaski. Tyler James Chapman. Henry Radford Griffin. Andrew Lawrence Withiam. Graham Henderson. Charles Pertell Wheeler. George Andrew Voller. John Harrison Mudd. Robert L. Marsh. Emilio Loretta Mola. John Thomas Foley III. Paul Vincent Spadaccini. Danny Emmanuel Roca. Charles Anthony Dill III. Sean Patrick Quealy. Cornelius James Drugan. Dylan Rocco McDermott. Conrad Husted Lindenberg. Andrew Joseph Mercine. Liam Anthony Quigley. Tyler Scott Patrone. Liam Patrick Gallagher. Scott Elliott Perlman. Kayan Alexis Marks. Bradley Thomas Galvin. Alex Jackson Fleischman. Connor Edward Bamford. Tyler Joseph Holtz. Nicholas Briggs Couch. Kate Helen Meyer. Catherine Garrett Abbott. Thomas Edward Carn Bate. Eric Christopher Knorr. Avalise Lene Johnson. Mark Richard Brady. Jack Lawrence Kopenheffer. William John Nellis. Maya Lydia Lopatinsky. Ryan Angelica Correa. Matthew Rossini Shakoy. Gregory Lopatinsky. John Graham Harrington. Matthew David McDermott. Angelique Michelle Norwood. Felipe Dutra Lete. Robert Ian Smithline. Thomas Altman Breck. John Lewis Lineberry. Ellery Marie Hicks. Brooke Ann Bantle. Megan Elizabeth Green. Alexandria Grace Rabasa. Femke Wilhelmina Fatima Munting. Sarah Robin Smith. Jenna Marcella. Susan Elizabeth Moore. Amanda Lee Cohen. Paige Louisa Deschapelle. Alexandra Renee Bonfils. Margaret Ann Valenti. Amanda Christina Kalman. Isabella Castrop Batamio. Alexandra Julia Stanton. Eleanor Sue Mitchell. Regan Elise Wind. Natalie Maxine Wind. Molly Patricia Eagleton. Haley Shea Veronica Truglia. Isabella Grace Sapio. Anna Yunjo Harvey. Jenna Grace Della Giacono. Idalis Nalani Figueroa. Mackenzie Elizabeth Allen. Dylan Taylor Hagenes. Laurel Chunsuk Jaffe. Lauren Elizabeth Gimple. Jane Witter. Sarah Kate Connick. Charlotte Antonia Orenstein. Sophie Jordan Delinka. Rebecca Emily Silverfine. Elizabeth Standfest. Juliana Toth Savitz. Amanda Beth Wilpon. Carl Antoine Jean-Pierre. Yana Clarissa O'Donnell.
We're almost there. We are now going to sing 2 verses of America the Beautiful, and we're going to be led by this group over here. I hope we get some real volume going here. It's on the back of your programs. Yes, we should all stand. Thank you. Woo. Thank you. All right, be seated, please. As many of you know, to formally start the school year, the seniors ring bells in an all-school assembly and then share the bells with everybody else, pre-K through 11. And everyone that can grabs one and rings that bell, and the year is started. It's a huge community event, this ceremonial start to the school year, with almost 850 people in a gymnasium reaching out to have an opportunity to ring the start of the school year in. We always begin the year together in this manner. We always end it here at commencement. So as you recess, graduates, Ms. Valentine and Ms. Barrett will hand each one of you a bell, which is yours to keep. It's inscribed with this commencement date and has the seal of the school on it. And just as you have been ringing in the school year, whether it's for 2 years or 14 years, please ring yourselves out as you recess for the last time, graduates of the school, members of our school community, and the community of your graduating class, and make some noise with that. 2 final details. First, as I promised regarding your hats, there is a moment where you become a graduate. You take the tassel and you move it from the right side to the left side, and it's kind of nice to do as a group. So they're all on the right side. They're all on the right side. On 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3, bang. Yeah. Well done. Second, those of us that have been to a lot of graduations know there is often the tossing of graduation hats. We're going to do that. We are going to ask the crowd, especially those in the front, to shield yourselves. We're going to ask the graduates to send them gently at a 45-degree angle so they sail lightly out over the crowd and land on them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Go. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'll ask you to stand. Reverend Lingle will now deliver the benediction, after which we will have the recessional, and everyone is invited for light refreshments over by the middle school. Thank you very much.
As you go on your way, may the source and mystery of life go with you, in front of you to guide you, behind you to support you, beside you to befriend you, above you to watch over you, and within you to give you peace. Walk in love, live with grace, and embrace the mystery that you are. Amen.
How can we best serve students with a combination of these three schools? Each time we've added another school. That's been the question. Well, Haywood brought to the table a dedicated interest in girls' education. King brought the male point of view. Thomas brought to the table the world around them. Each of the schools, at their time, contributed something. I don't think anything was lost in combined, only gained. It's still all about kids and their individual becoming.
We have 700 kids in this school. Each one of them is really pretty different from the next. Knowing them very well is not enough. Knowing them cognitively, understanding where they are developmentally is what sets us apart. So being a school that works for those kids because we value what they are as individuals, as learners, as community citizens, as artists, as athletes, it's all incredibly important and not an easy thing to do. We are not thinking of education as a simple thing.
1, 2, 3,
King has really helped me through my first year. At the end of the day, I have some free time and I don't want to just sit home and do nothing. I want to go out and help people. I want to give back as much as I can, and all the times that they've helped me, I want to help them.
If you have something that you're interested in, just never be embarrassed about it. Everyone here will accept you for who you are, and there will always be someone who you can relate to.
You'll probably learn something that you didn't know before, learn a way to fix something, learn a way to make something more efficient. Being excited to learn something new, it's going to be really important.
In order to really strive and be a part of society after you leave King, you're going to need to have some sort of global awareness.
You know, we learn about all these different places and we talk about issues concerning the world, and a lot of classes actually. Learning about them in class is an amazing step, but like the trips are like a step further. They're really bringing you to experience because you can, the rest of the world that we wouldn't be able to see.
So it's going to be like an opportunity to create a bond that you're going to remember throughout high school. It opens your eyes.
It's always been all about the individual, and of course now that grew out of a group of students that we had early on who were real winners in the very beginning. That grew into what King does now almost for every kid. The school's strengths now are the breadth and quality of the educational experience.
I think this is really a golden age for King when thinking about everything the school has accomplished, not just in the last 15 years, but in 150 years. This school has made it through incredible ups and downs, world wars, the Depression, and now is in really its finest hour. This is a wonderful place for children to grow up. This is a place that has the values, that has the virtues, that has the caring commitment, that provides a community that is really healthy for kids to grow up.
how can we best serve students with a combination of these three schools? Each time we've added another school. That's been the question. Well, Haywood brought to the table a dedicated interest in girls' education. King brought the male point of view. Thomas brought to the table the world around them. Each of the schools, at their time, contributed something. I don't think anything was lost in combining, only gained. It's still all about kids and their individual becoming.
We have 700 kids in this school. Each one of them is really pretty different from the next. Knowing them very well is not enough. Knowing them cognitively, understanding where they are developmentally is what sets us apart. So being a school that works for those kids because we value what they are as individuals, as learners, as community citizens, as artists, as athletes, it's all incredibly important and not an easy thing to do. We are not thinking of education as a simple thing.
1, 2, 3,
King has really helped me through my first year. At the end of the day, I have some free time and I don't want to just sit home and do nothing. I want to go out and help people. I want to give back as much as I can, and all the times that they've helped me, I want to help them.
If you have something that you're interested in, just never be embarrassed about it. Everyone here will accept you for who you are, and there will always be someone who you can relate to.
You'll probably learn something that you didn't know before, learn a way to fix something, learn a way to make something more efficient. Being excited to learn something new, it's going to be really important.
In order to really strive and be a part of society after you leave King, you're going to need to have some sort of global awareness.
You know, we learn about all these different places and we talk about issues concerning the world in a lot of classes actually. Learning about them in class is an amazing step, but like the trips are like a step further. They're really bringing you to experience
because you can
the rest of the world that we wouldn't be able to see.
So it's going to be like an opportunity to create a bond that you're going to remember throughout high school. It opens your eyes.
It's always been all about the individual, and of course now that grew out of a group of students that we had early on who were real winners in the very beginning. That grew into what King does now almost for every kid. The school's strengths now are the breadth and quality of the educational experience.
I think this is really a golden age for King when thinking about everything the school has accomplished, not just in the last 15 years, but in 150 years. This school has made it through incredible ups and downs, world wars, the Depression, and now is in really its finest hour. This is a wonderful place for children to grow up. This is a place that has the values, that has the virtues, that has the caring commitment, that provides a community that is really healthy for kids to grow up.